Have you ever ignored a phone call and immediately sent a text saying, "Hey, what's up?" Or maybe you know someone who never picks up but always replies within seconds. In a world where a phone call seems faster and easier, some people almost always choose texting. And psychology says that preference isn't just a habit. It reveals something deep about how they think, feel, and connect with others. Let's break down the real psychology behind people who prefer texting over calling. 1. They are deep thinkers who choose words carefully. People who prefer texting often have what psychologists call a reflective communication style. They don't like to respond on the spot. They want time to think, choose the right words, and express themselves clearly. Phone calls demand instant reactions. Texts give them space to think first. This isn't weakness. It's actually a sign of someone who takes communication seriously. They would rather say the right thing slowly than the wrong thing quickly. 2. They have a higher need for emotional control. Psychologists say that phone calls are emotionally intense. Your voice carries anxiety, hesitation, and vulnerability whether you want it to or not. People who prefer texting tend to have a stronger need to manage how they come across emotionally. Texting gives them a layer of protection. It lets them present a composed, controlled version of themselves. This doesn't mean they are emotionally cold. It often means they are emotionally aware and cautious about how much they expose at once. 3. They are often introverts or highly sensitive people. Research on introversion shows that introverts find unplanned social interaction mentally draining. A sudden phone call with no warning feels like an ambush to them. Texting, on the other hand, respects their boundaries. It allows them to engage on their own terms and their own timeline. Similarly, highly sensitive people find the tone of voice, silences, and emotional weight of phone calls overwhelming. Texting filters all of that out and creates a calm, manageable space for connection. 4. They have social anxiety they have learned to manage. This one is more common than most people realize. Studies consistently link phone call avoidance with social anxiety. For people who experience anxiety, phone calls create a very specific fear. There is no time to prepare, no ability to edit, and no escape from awkward silences. Texting removes all of those pressure points. It becomes a coping mechanism, a way to stay connected with the world without triggering the panic that real-time conversation sometimes brings. These people are not antisocial. They're working hard behind the scenes just to keep up. 5. They value clarity and written records. Some people simply think more clearly in writing than in speech. Psychologists refer to this as a text-based cognitive preference. These individuals process information better when it is written down. They also appreciate having a record of what was said, what was agreed upon, and what was promised. For them, texting isn't just comfortable. It's practical. They trust words they can read more than words that disappear into the air. 6. They are actually more thoughtful communicators. Here is what most people get wrong about texters. They assume they are distant or uninterested. But research suggests the opposite. People who prefer texting often put more thought into their messages than someone rambling on a call. They reread before they send. They consider how their words will land. They think about the other person's feelings before pressing send. That level of care and intention is a quiet form of emotional intelligence that often goes unnoticed. So the next time someone sends you a text instead of calling back, don't assume they don't care. They might just be a deep thinker who values clarity, an introvert protecting their energy, or someone quietly managing anxiety while still showing up for you the best way they know how. Preferring texts over calls isn't a flaw. For many people, it's simply how they love, connect, and communicate most honestly. If you enjoy understanding the hidden psychology behind everyday human behavior, hit subscribe right now. Because on this channel, we don't just observe what people do. We decode why they do it.